So hello folks, welcome live from the National Port Authority here, where we are bringing this broadcast. As you may be aware, there has been this rumor about the coming in of 35 National Transit Authority buses.
I think it's a rumor
the
anymore.
NTA it's not a rumor, so this is why we are live here from the National Port Authority. And if you look in the back, you see the creams, giant size cream, lifting some of the containers from the ship. But yes, very briefly, we will show you some of the buses. They are being offloaded from the cargo ship, and they are being arranged right here near the headquarters of the NPA. So I'm here with my colleague Anthony Williams, Damoa Fofana, and jointly we're going to be bringing you this broadcast quickly.
Yeah, all right. So the actual detail is that all of those 35 buses cannot be made available from the ship, and for them to be transported to the NTA. We were told earlier today while we were on Kerry Street trying to hear from folks about the arrival of these buses in country, and we were told by the NTA precisely that they were to take these buses to their headquarters today. But again, it is ABK and the government of Liberia that have gone into this agreement to make these buses available. And it also, ABK now becomes that is the one that will offload these. According to APM terminals, it's a lot of work to be able to get 35 buses, off the vessel. In fact, the rumor that have been going around that these buses have been in country for the past 2 weeks was actually not true. Yes, we verified that these buses of that. So the rumor that they've been here for weeks is actually untrue. They just arrived in country. So it's going to take a lot of work to be able to get them off the vessel. We were told that they would have gotten all of them out today, but no, because of the workload, according to the APM terminal, they can only
vessel that has about
700 containers. Yeah, you're right. On board a vessel that has up to 700 containers. So to get them off that vessel is quite some work. So, but now as we speak, they have a few of them that they've taken off the vessel. But according to them, they will have to. It's going to take them up to Friday for them to be able to get all of these vehicles off the vessel. So we're here at the Freeport of Monrovia, and we just want to show you, and maybe we can just go there and show the few of them. And here we have the long-awaited 35 National Transit Authority buses. All 35 of them are not out yet. All 35 of them are not out of the vessel yet. Here at the Freeport of Monrovia, they are bringing them out of the port, at least 5 at a time, because it's a lot of work to get all of them off the vessel. So we have a few of them right behind us here. They are brand new. They've been procured by ABK Incorporated, and ABK is in connection, a corporation in agreement with the government of Liberia to purchase these buses. And as I have been informed, as per the agreement, the government of Liberia will be able to pay ABK over time. And so definitely, I'm hoping that we can even hear from someone from ABK. But let's show you the buses. Let's just take the phone around and show you. This is one of them right here. They are already branded with the National Transit Authority logo. The huge NTA logo right here on the side. Yeah, so as you can see, these are the 62-seated buses that are right here ahead of us. So this is just one of them. Go ahead and show the rest of them. I don't know. Yes. The number of them we have out here are just, I think, about just a few of them. 1 second, please. Just go up. Double tap. Go back. Perfect. Great. So there you have them. So yes, basically there you have them ahead of you. Let's just walk between them so the folks can have a glimpse of what's going on here at the Port Authority. So these are the brand of these buses is actually called Tata, and I think it's the same brand of the previous buses that the NTA had, But currently, yes, we want to also verify that. But if you look on it, you will see the Tata written on it. So quickly. All right. So we're going to board. 1 second. Let me go. So we are going to board one of them. We're going to go in there. Let's see if we can come in here. So just kindly bring the camera. So this one is the 62-seated version, so maybe we can count the seats. But this 2, 4, 6. Can you come with the camera on?
28, 30, 32, 24, 36.
Quite huge, eh?
40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60.
No, okay.
And 62.
All right. So if you can just face me a little bit quickly, we can talk about some of the features that the bus has. And since while we are already in it, if you're looking closely, you'll see the fans on all ends. I think we have up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 14, 15, 16 of them here in the bus. They also do have lights. You can put the lights on for me. They have central lights. There's another several of them here. They also do have cabins to put stuff, luggages. Somewhere up here, if you look up here, there is a cabin to put luggages. And they also come in with a sound system. There are speakers right here if you look. And then there is the emergency exit. The emergency exits are 2. There is 1. And there's another one there in the back. And so, like, as we speak currently, folks, we just have just a few of them outside, and the rest of them are still being offloaded from the vehicle. I think we have like 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7 of them. 7 of them are outside from the port already. They are in the compound of the NPA anyway, but they will be bringing them out gradually until probably on Friday or Monday, when all of them are completed, and then they can be driven and taken to either to ABK compound or to the NTA, because it is ABK that procured them on behalf of the government. So we're going to go out now. Since we've shown you inside this one, you can still have a glimpse inside for yourself while we make our way out. Thank you very much. One of the drivers there. All right, so if you look closely, here you have it. Giant size buses. Like in the National Transit Authority said, the brain is starter, and there you have it right there. So, I mean, these buses are here. Let's see if we can talk to the Director of Communications for the NTA. I just saw him in here, and we're going to see if we can have a word with him. There's another one here. We're going to make our way in this one also. There's a driver already here seated, but I want to see if I can have a word from the communication director here at the NTA. He's going to tell us more about, give us some details. I can see you're still going live currently talking about these buses, but I want to hear from you actually, provided if you can grant us the opportunity to talk to you, Anthony. Since you are still also doing, you can maybe focus the camera there, and then at the same time we can hear from you. It's okay while your camera is showing the seats. Okay. So give us any additional details. Yeah, very good. Give us any additional details, but can you introduce yourself first, but tell us what we are faced with currently. We heard that you brought in country 35 buses. We only see 7 of them that have been brought out here. And we were told today that we're supposed to have taken these buses at the NTA. So what is the current, or what's the prevailing circumstance currently?
Anthony, thank you very much. We want to say we are very much delighted, most especially us from the angle of the National Transit Authority, for the fact that we can be able to witness this historic ceremony, unveiling the first 7 pieces out of the 35 buses that are to be dedicated to the country in a very soon as possible time. Anthony, as you may be aware, the protocols in every environment are different, and there are some news we got from APN terminals that all of the 35 buses cannot be brought out to the public today, and the first 7 will be discharged, and those 7 buses will be taken to ABK Motor Incorporators, or will have a post-delivery inspection to determine all of the specifications as requested by the management of the National Transit Authority, if these buses meet all of the specifications as in the contract. So the first 7 buses will be taken to ABK Motor on that purpose. And as I speak, a team from APN Terminal is currently working, and almost by Friday, all of these buses will be brought and turned over to the management of the National Transit Authority, and we'll get a word from the executive mansions. We'll have the official dedication, and then we'll keep the ground running by placing these buses on our various routes.
Okay. So, as per the agreement with the government of Liberia, if you have any additional detail as to what is the actual agreement that ABK and the government of Liberia is going through, you care to throw a little light on that also.
So, it's a whole contractual agreement between the government of Liberia. You know, Anthony, in previous years, most of these buses that we received was given through donation by the government people of India. But for this one, it's been going to be paid for by the management of the National Transit Authority and the government of Liberia. So we cannot keep waiting for donations. We have to be very much innovative to ensure that we can be able to tackle the transportation constraint that is faced currently by the vast majority of our ordinary people. If you get on the street today, you know, previous years you have motorbikes running all over the country. But today, if you look on the street, you have limitations of these motorbikes. So government in its own way think that if we have to put constraints on motorcycles from going certain locations, we must be able to provide transportation for the people. So in their own weakness, they have been able to secure this contract between ABK Motors Incorporated and the management of the National Transit Authority to help tackle the transportation constraint currently faced by the public.
Will these ones be taken out of the port today?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, like I previously indicated, we'll be going straight to ABK Motors Incorporated to do a post-delivery inspection in terms of the specifications, if it meets all of the specs as per our request from the angle of the management of the National Transit Authority.
All right. Thank you very much. We will get more details from you as we continue.
Thank you, Anthony. It's a pleasure.
All right. That's the Director of Communications here at the National Transit Authority. He was giving us what's transpiring currently. So you heard it from him. Just 7 of them are out because according to APM Terminal, there's a lot of work to get all of them out. So they're doing it 7 at a time. And then once they complete all of them, they can take them at the headquarters of the National Transit Authority. But let's make our way out quickly.
Yeah, BC. You need to talk to me? Transit Authority.
No, ABK. So we want to see also if we can drive along and see probably, but these are just 7 of them, like we said. This is not all the 35 of them, but we've been informed by NTA that all 35 of them are available, and we're just going to they're just going to put them out 1 at a time, 7 at a time, sorry, just since the rest of them are not available. But we have them here already, as you can see, right ahead of you. The long-awaited NTA buses that have been procured by the government of Liberia through ABK Motors are already here in country. They've been put on display here at the Freeport of Monrovia. I have Noah Zau Gibson of the National Transit Authority. He's going to give us, we're going to hear from him quickly. He's coming, let him come right here to see if we can have a word with him quickly. Mr. Gibson, this is Anthony Williams of ERBC. Sorry, can I just stand by him, please? I would really want to have a word from you. Today, it was anticipated that we would have gotten the buses out to have taken them either to NTA headquarters or to ABK and all of that. The good news is that the buses are in country and we are seeing a few of them being brought out here. I mean, what can you tell us as to the current development regarding the arrival of the buses procured by government in country?
Well, the current development is what you are seeing. You stated it rightly. The buses are in the country. We have no reason to deceive the Liberian people. We have our characters on the line for tomorrow. We are not looking at today. Tomorrow is what we're concerned about.
Okay.
So this government is not going to be in power forever. We want to walk on the streets of Liberia and have our character protected and cheered. Now, what you're seeing here, the process of getting the buses from on a flat route, as they call it, from the pier, it requires a lot of processes. So we were able to get 7 out today. All of the more than 30 buses that came. And we're going to do some tomorrow. We're going to do some Friday. We are hoping the latest by Monday, all the buses will be out. the buses are here. We have no reason to lie to the Liberian people. So this is the first serving, and you were in there. You've been here since 2 o'clock the afternoon. You know the processes you went through. You saw how difficult it was. So it's not something that you just go and just get the buses from on a flat route. Mind you, if you do not do it with care, anything happens to any of the buses, it will be like government will be losing. It is a Liberian taxpayer money. We will be accountable for it.
Okay.
So there's a saying in Liberia that says, "Hurry, hurry, bus trouser." So it better we get them out. We take time to get them out, so they can come out without a major problem or without even problem, than to do it hastily and encounter problem. The good thing is the buses are here. The Liberian people have been promised the buses long since. They've been long anticipated. And we made a pronouncement on Monday, day before yesterday, through the Minister of Information. And I think everyone knows that almost 40 buses are in the country.
Most of the people we spoke to today, because we went out on Kerry Street to sample views, and most of the people we spoke to today were concerned about maintenance of these vehicles. From the NTA angle, are you capacitated? Are you ready to take care of the property of the Liberian taxpayers' money?
I think the problem with this country is that before we make statements, we should be able to follow events. We do not look at things from a historical point of view. We quite come forgetting. Now, what am I trying to say? We met 5 buses that were almost broken down. And we met almost 35 buses that were abandoned by the past regime, that even employees of NTA did not even think that those buses could have been operational anymore. If we could maintain those buses that we met, those old buses, we repair almost 20 of them, and today they are the ones that are serving the Liberian people. Then what more will people ask us whether we have the capacity to maintain these buses? I think it's unfair to the authority of NTA. We must be careful as citizens as we make statements. So the answer to that is yes, we do have the capacity, but they should have known that we maintain the old ones that are serving them for the period of time before the ones came. So if we can maintain the old ones, I think they should know that we can maintain the buses.
All right, Noah, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
That's Noah Zau Gibson. But quickly, let's hear from. Are you getting in the bus? Let's have a word with you quickly. Let's talk to one of the staff from. I think we should just go quickly. We'll join you when we get to ABK, since we're on our way there. Oh, very good. So let's see if we can make our way in one of these vehicles quickly. So we're making our way now to the ABK where the vehicles will be taken. So we'll... There go. Are we not going? But then let's get in one of the buses. We gotta be in front. We gotta be using your car. We're going probably buses. So, folks, there you have it. Where you have the buses departing the Freeport of Monrovia, and these are just 7 of them, as we've been told. We've told you, sorry. 7 of them. Then these 7 of them are being taken to the headquarters of ABK Motors. ABK Motors is the entity that procured these vehicles on behalf of the government of Liberia through a contract. So right now,
You get it?
they were there. So we're now making our way out of the national. That's the NPA. That's the National Port Authority. So we're making our way out. So there you have it, a long convoy of a fleet of vehicles, of Tata buses for the National Transit Authority being driven out of the NPA. Of course, being taken to the headquarters of the ABK is in Congo Town. We just on the boulevard. You want to go inside?
She coming, wait.
So folks, we're trying to settle down to make our way out of NPA. We have several other journalists who want to join this convoy. They're out here already waiting. So, I mean, stick and stay with us. It's going to be a long ride because from here to ABK is quite a low distance. We're going to drive through the Cinco route. ABK is right in Congo Town around Cinco Palace. If you know Cinco Palace, where Cinco Palace is. That's exactly where you're capturing from the side because you only have just one. Let's show from the side. Yeah, very cool. Gotta be on the side there. So there you have it. There are a queue, the long queue of these buses. It's already staging, and getting ready to depart the Freeport. Now, like you heard it from Noah Tawu Gibson, they were not giving all of the 35 buses. So right now, we're going to drive them out. So there's a lot of procedures to take vehicles out of NPA. So they're going to sort out all of those modalities before we can head out. I mean, I have my colleague. I have my colleague here with me from the Liberia Broadcasting System, also from the news department. We're going to have a conversation as we continue with this broadcast. You are seeing the arrival of these vehicles. Liberia's transport sector, obviously, as we all know, has been challenged. I mean, especially in city movement, in the urban place movement. There are taxis, there are motorbikes. Of course, bikers have been restricted from going to certain places, but the bikers are also helping to contribute to the transport sector. We have taxis that are running, but government's own contribution towards the transport business is also something that is very key. And I think this is why they've played their part in procuring these buses. So, but let's have a conversation and tell me, as you know, what you make of this particular intervention. And you can introduce yourself also.
So I'm Tiara Mansenwa Jr., a reporter of ELBC. This procurement from the government, I consider this as a huge boost towards the transport sector because, as we all are aware, this will help commuters to make their way through and also ease the transportation fares, because we've been complaining of the huge transportation fare towards the southeastern part of Liberia. So there is a serious boost towards the transportation fare.
That'll be fast now. Take your time, man. Take your time. So, folks, we're trying to get a few media colleagues here to join us. Take your time, guys. We're trying to get a few media colleagues here to join us. So, for guys, I understand you guys might be informed, but for the actual details, as you can see, all of the 35 buses are in country according to the NTA, and currently they only have 7 of them, and they are taking these 7 to the headquarters of just 7 of them. It doesn't mean it's only 7 that's in country.
35 have arrived.
All 35 are on the port. But what they've done is, because it takes a lot of work to be able to get the buses off the vessel, so they were able to offload 7 of them today. So they are taking these 7 to the headquarters of ABK. ABK is the entity that procured them. Yeah, sure. So ABK now will have to, once they are taking the ABK, and if they meet the criteria and you name it. So as we drive on ISO, you are seeing Liberians on the side of the road jubilating for the arrival of these buses. They're thanking government, for the efforts. But Adama, we're going to make this. I mean, from here to ABK, the distance is actually a long one. So we appreciate where also make it conversational. Yeah, make it interactive. I mean, we are at the front, so you will not be seeing all of the buses. But I mean, it's a long queue of them now. They are making their way to ABK. So ABK Incorporated said they procured these buses. They also saw the need to assist government with transportation constraints, issues. So as a Liberian entrepreneurship or a Liberian business, they also took upon themselves to assist government using their own money. And I think this is also being done through the banking system. Probably ABK and one of these banks, have gone into an agreement, and then as the government pays over time, I mean, this is going to contribute greatly to the transport sector. Like we were saying, you were trying to talk about, I was trying to mention how there are other sectors that are helping, the private sector. We have taxis, we have bikers, but government-owned intervention is actually key. You can't rule that out. So all of the 35 pieces are in town, and they just will be offloading them from the Freeport, maybe 7 at a time, 5 at a time. Since to offload them from the vessel, it's quite some work by itself. You were here at the Freeport, and you might want to talk about the difficulties that was experienced by ourselves to folks who do not know what it takes to get vehicles off the Freeport, especially with this magnitude of buses.
So it's not an easy process like people are describing it. People even describe it as AI. But we were on the scene. We saw how things unfold at the APM terminal. We saw how things unfold. It is a process. It is a process wherein you have the shipment arrive, and then. But Anthony, we should at least redirect our focus to the maintenance of the buses. The buses have a route, but we should redirect our focus to the maintenance. Yeah. Because the maintenance of the buses is cardinal, so we should redirect our focus to the maintenance.
Yeah. Well, we spoke to Noah Zawu Gibson about this maintenance issue, and you heard him. According to him, the NTA were able to maintain some of the damaged buses that they met, and they made these buses functional, and they've been using them, to contribute to the transport sector. So he believes with that effort that they've instituted, by being able to maintain the low ones that they met through, their own might, and keep the NTA functional. They believe with that effort they can, carry out similar, similar strategy to maintain 35 buses. I mean, what one may think, the NTA itself, if you go to the compound, they have their own workshop, they have their own mechanics, and I believe this agreement with the ABK, they will also, use this effort to ABK might also come out with a plan of being able to procure spare parts, and all of that, because they are in connection with the company, the manufacturer. So obviously the NTA herself will be able to contribute, put in strategy for maintenance, obviously.
We are also seeing citizens. They are rejoicing. They are lauding their government for this huge initiative. Yes, it's a huge milestone. Obviously. Yes, it's a huge milestone.
Today we were at Kerry Screen. If you joined the conversation, there were folks with response comments like that buses will eat. We Liberians how we can be.
Butter issue.
Yeah, how we can be at times. You must have listened to Josh today on one of the live videos. Sure. Say we're talking about the bread butter issue. Do you know how much for one full of bread in the market? I'm like, okay.
That mindset. Yeah. So we should ignore development because of bread.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, but I understand Liberians, and their bread and butter issue is nothing wrong to talk about it, But I mean, yes, these interventions are also cardinal. They're critical. They are key. They're important. It contributes greatly to the economy. I was saying it to someone, and he was like, but how? I mean, come to think of it, there are Liberians who are commuting from one point of the country to the all about the transportation is a challenge.
That faced with huge difficulties.
Definitely. And then now they got buses to transport them from one point of the country to the other, and you say will not contribute to
some of the burdens. Yeah.
Definitely.
Our mothers, our sisters go through to transport their goods to the southeast, to the western Liberia. They will eat some of the burdens.
I agree. The NTA buses, the 2-seater buses, will not accommodate maybe goods and all of that. But in this time, the NTA has done something that according to them, have never happened in their history. Yes. They brought in 5 additional heavy-duty trucks, cargo handling trucks. Yes. So come to think of it, these trucks can be used, to transport goods across the country. See Liberians along the road jubilating, waving, celebrating. And so, I mean, you can't tell me that Liberians will not be happy for this. There are those who will say, oh, like our boss, we can celebrate. We were on Kerry Street today, and one of the persons who spoke to George was that our boss will not celebrate bosses, rather. And President Bwaka is doing nothing about the drug issue in Liberia. Are you kidding me? In Africa, currently, as we speak, Liberia is one of the countries that is putting out tougher drug laws. Liberia is one of the countries that is visiting ghettos on a daily basis. Our neighbor Sierra Leone, we all know, is also trying, but if you know Liberia well, you will know how much effort the government have tried to put in terms of fighting drugs on a daily basis. There is a new arrest every day when it comes to drugs issues.
So we should commend the LDA for the job well done.
Definitely.
We shouldn't make them feel complacent, but we should commend them.
Definitely. What you say about NTA also? You think NTA is not trying for NTA to have, met a Liberian company and, a Liberian entrepreneur and talk to him and say there's a need that we purchase these buses, we can do it through you, says, the manufacturers, when we can pay you overtime, and these companies agree. We are promoting Liberian businesses also. We are contributing to the economy also by doing this, in my mind. For those of you in the comment section, you can leave your comments and tell us what you make of this. You can tell us what you make of this. Adama, there's a lot to be said about this. You can see the jubilation, see the faces, see the smile on the faces of those who are watching us as we drive through the streets of Monrovia. We are about to get in Cinco, so the Vatan area is a little crowded, so we're trying to take our time to drive through that. Where are we currently, Adama? You might want to bring the folks up to speed.
So presently we are at Vatan. We are heading Congotan to the headquarters of ABK. We are at Vatan right now. We are heading Congotan at ABK.
Yes, definitely. We are going straight into Congotan.
And the momentum is growing.
Yeah, as we drive on, the momentum is growing. More Liberians along the road are interested in seeing. Of course. Where are you watching from? I guess this broadcast as we speak might be on ELBC radio, 99.9 FM, and 89.9 FM Metro, and of course traditional radio, language radio. You can language radio. Yes, and so there you have them from afar. We just have 7 of them. We're taking them to ABK, where they will be looked after. All of the specs will be inspected by the NTA.
So, Anthony, what becomes of the speculations that are on the media? People consider it as an AR image and what have you. What becomes of it? Do you think this move from the government killed the speculations?
I believe so, because but come to think of it, an entire government will now want to dwell on artificial intelligence. That will be deceitful to its own citizens. I don't think the government will want to do anything of that nature.
But key opposition figures paraded around the media saying, describing it as an AR. Yeah. So what becomes of it? What becomes of the claim?
You expect that from someone who opposes something respectfully, and I think you have to respect their views. But again, that's why the government is committed to making sure it's an evidence-based, leadership. With the most of the people we spoke to today were concerned about government's transparency, government being clear to the Liberian people, accountability issues, how much they spent on procuring these buses. I spoke to ABK himself a few moments ago. We are expecting to hear from him when we get to his office, and he said yes, the financial details are on paper. We have them there. We've gone through all the orders, we met through all the PPCC, all the procurement processes, all the procurement laws that we're supposed to follow. I mean, he was trying to tell me about that, but we will talk to his communication folks. They will give all the necessary detail once we get to his office, But I don't want to dwell on what is being said on the media by folks, I don't want to dwell on what is being said on social media by folks. I mean, I can guarantee you will hear, stuff. A few days ago, President Bwaka was honoring a call from his counterpart, French President Emmanuel Macron, yeah, in Paris, and the president, one of the president's official camera photographer,
Joseph
Blackie did an exceptional job by capturing that state event.
And you were prudent. You were prudent in dropping that clarification.
Yeah, definitely. I did a whole article on that, to provide that clarification. Because come to think of it, myself, I was in Paris with the president, and I did the broadcast there when he was receiving the Guy of Honor. You don't want to tell me the video I shot when I was in Paris was an artificial intelligence. And if someone would say I just sat in Monrovia and just orchestrated something, it's not possible. You understand?
So do you think we should continue to dwell on that mindset, considering development as an AI or opposing development?
No, I don't think Liberians we should dwell on on this type of propaganda. But you expect it, of course, because this is a democratic country. It's a country of free speech, and so especially digital free speech nowadays, especially on social media.
Citizen journalists.
Yes, definitely. Everyone have access to a smartphone now, so you don't want to start policing people on what they say or how they say it. I agree. The government also has a role to play in helping to refine our digital space, our media space. I was on Kerry Street today and we were having conversation with people, and I was concerned. I don't have a problem with you making your point. I just want you to make it refined.
Bring sense to the discourse.
Yes, bring sense to the discourse and keep it respectful. There are kids watching, there are families watching, people are watching their TV.
Viewer discretion.
Viewers' discretion, of course. So, but I mean, there is nothing wrong with you making your point. You just have to keep it respectful. You just have to refine it. So I don't think Liberians should dwell on. Can you let them do their job? Come here. Quite interesting. So we're trying our best now to go Adama. I mean, the Vartown, the Johnson Street area, there is always traffic. So
always.
Yeah. That's a little standstill. So now we're climbing the hill here along the Johnson Street area. Very soon we will be in the Sincore area on the Capital Bypass, and then eventually we'll be in the Congo Town area where ABK is, and what have you. Now, let's talk about transportation fare and how the presence of these buses will, they will immensely reduce transport fare because come to think of it, Adama, you and I know, I don't know what part of the country you come from. For me, I usually come from the Asinko side.
And for me, it's not an easy thing leaving Broadville daily from Broadville to come to LB. It's not an easy thing to come, but we are doing this, and some of us will consider this as a burden being eased by the government. Yes, so we are grateful.
You gotta hold on something. The transport fare, come to think of it, for those living, especially for those living AW Junction going to town, most time it's as if I shouldn't say most time, the actual price is $200 Liberian to come to town. And then if you are leaving the Dupero Junction area to come to town, an additional $50, $250. Can the presence of these buses contribute to the prices? Obviously, we all know NTA can be reasonable. Probably you pay only $100 to leave here at W Junction and come to town, or pay $50 across the board for any location around town. It depends on how the NTA wants.
We are also hearing that persons with disabilities will be allowed to ride on the bus free of charge. I don't know if you have heard of that.
Yeah, that's something that we'll have to authenticate and independently verify. So, but of course, yes, folks like that deserve some low preference, and so I wouldn't doubt if the government of Liberia decide to do so. Maybe make their price a little lesser, or probably make it
compared
free.
To the regular.
Yeah, yes, definitely. So we're making our way now, folks. We're driving through. We're making our way now. So wherever you're watching from, keep watching. Leave your comments in the comment section. We are now on the Johnson Street area, and then we are making our way towards the Capital Bypass end as we drive on. There are more media practitioners joining us as we continue. More cameras are coming over. More Liberians are coming along the road to witness the buses drive through the principal streets of Monrovia as we take them towards the ABK headquarters there in Congo Town. Adama, what do you say? To folks who do not think this intervention is worth being undertaken? There are folks who are also attributing the government's promise to bring in yellow machine as something that they have not seen yet, and then they were. I think folks were even based on the fact that because the yellow machines have not arrived, so they will obviously not believe that the buses will also arrive. What do you say to folks making such assertions?
I think we should get rid of that mindset of putting ourselves above our country. We should get rid of that mindset. Because once you are pushing in for development, you will exercise restraint and then give your government the time to do the needful. So we should continue to exercise restraint as citizens. We should exercise restraint and believe that the government will deliver.
Yes, definitely. As a patriotic Liberian, I say Liberian, of course. It's so sad that the country is, in a way, polarized, respectfully, and then Liberians are so politically entrenched with issues, and so when there are issues, you see more people, and then there is this party sentiment, and all of that.
Party loyalty to party over country.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if there is a special time for politics in Liberia.
Yeah, we are not in the campaign season.
We are political all season.
Active.
Yeah, we are active. We are politically active all season. So every conversation becomes an issue of politics and not an issue of national concern or national.
So Anthony, on the scale of accountability, how do you consider this on the scale of accountability? Can you grade a government on the scale of 10 when it comes to accountability?
Well, obviously the government of Liberia will obviously come up with all the financial details. My concern is to provide clarity to the population. More Liberians do not necessarily have a problem with the government using taxpayer money to procure these buses. I mean, that's what taxpayers' money is meant for in the first place, to develop the country, for government to contribute to the livelihood of the people. So yes, using taxpayers' money to procure these buses is key. But yes, the government of Liberia, of course, have shown some signs of transparency over the years since they took power.
It's glaring. The red things are clear on the wall.
Yes, so definitely I can guarantee you, in my mind, over the period of time, you heard it from the Ministry of Information yesterday during the press briefing. They explained how the procurement process is taking place, who is procuring these buses on behalf of the government. The government will have to pay over time. We'll also try to hear from ABK. ABK will give us some details. We'll align it with what the government people will say for us to be able to put it out there in the public. Of course, the public has to be informed. Of course, the government of Liberia owe the Liberian people transparency. Of course, the government of Liberia owe the Liberian people clarity on how these buses have been procured. So yes, you're right. The issue of transparency is very key. We are driving on the Capital Bypass. And of course, if you want to speak about the significance of these buses being in country, one of the first things we spoke to this morning, I think Kroma, correct me if I'm wrong, on the Carriage Creek area, he was saying we don't have a problem with government procuring these buses. It's a good thing, but it's their responsibility after all. So we're not here to praise them. We're not here to thank them. I will not thank my father for paying my school fees. Well, there are other folks also who had
even the scenario that he gave is not corresponding.
Well,
yes.
I mean that's his view. That's his view, and we respect that.
Sure.
But there are other people who also had opposing views. There are folks who are like, okay, we agree. It is my father's responsibility, to pay my school fees. Were we to use the school fees scenario, but also come to think of it, this is taxpayers' money. So you want to see what your money is doing. That's why you pay your taxes in the first place. So government using your money to contribute to your livelihood, to contribute to the economy, to ease your transportation burdens. I mean, of course, it's up to you to say thanks. It's up to you to appreciate. And at the same time, it's also up to you to have an opposing view respectfully. Sure. Definitely, I mean. So we're on Capitol Bypass, somewhere up the Capitol Hill area. We've just passed the police headquarters. Any moment from now, we'll be in the Sinclair area, and then eventually we'll be at ABK, where the buses will be packed finally. And then more of them will be brought from the ABK area, probably on tomorrow, going forward. We actually wish we would have had other angles, of bringing you this broadcast, but of course, this is. So let's drive on. I mean, it's just a few moments from now. I can guarantee you, probably in the next 20 minutes, we'll be at ABK right there in Congo Town. Just the other day, ABK, obviously, let me speak about ABK. ABK, it's a Liberian business, a Liberian entrepreneur. And I think this is a way of government of Liberia promoting Liberian entrepreneurs. ABK has been procuring, several vehicles for government. Just the other day, I was at ABK and I was speaking to them about the arrival of motorbikes for
fire service, right?
Yes, the National Fire and Rescue Service. They also procured fire trucks for the National Fire and Rescue Service also just the other day. And I mean, you know how funny we can be at times in Liberia. There are folks that, oh, that mother boy now we used to call the fire up, but again, the National Fire and Rescue Service made a provided justification on why they provided these bikes. In their explanation, these bikes can be used for emergency purposes even before the actual fire trucks can arrive. Come to think of it, most Liberian communities are not accessible by roads. So if we can have bikers going,
Do some follow-ups.
yes, go to do some follow-up, and also have some mini fire extinguishers with them on the bikes. They can start the process before the actual
Prior to the arrival.
yeah, before the actual or fire trucks can come. Also, come to think of it, in the neighborhoods, we have water pipes running. They could go and start some makeshift, other manual, means of distinguishing the fire before the actual fire trucks can come. So ABK also have been contributing to the National Fire and Rescue Service by procuring equipment for them. On behalf of the government of Liberia, here we are again. They've procured these buses on behalf of the government of Liberia. They were going into the agreement. So I can say, this is a way of government of Liberia supporting Liberia.
Government also entrusting on Liberian
business, So yes, contributing to the economy, of course. Liberian businesses, playing part in, the contributing to the economy, playing their part. And I can say, obviously, it might not be about procurement of equipment for government alone. It could be in other sector. The agriculture sector, we could empower Liberian corporations. You understand? Even speaking of the arrival of these buses, I did mention to you that the NTA also, in their press release, for the first time have brought heavy-duty trucks also to add to their fleet. These fleets could also be used in the direction of supporting corporations. These business, these groups across the country are involved into entrepreneurship. They're involved into farming. They're involved into agriculture. They're breaking produce. They are produced to, from the farm to the market. From as far as Lofa County, we could go over there with these trucks and bring the planting. Maybe, I don't know how the NTA intend to do it. They could create a schedule. More Liberians still,
That's all.
yeah, the momentum, the waving. My man, I can't even start paying my boss. I know I'm a boss business though. I'm not a boss kind of guy because I want to get to my location very fast. The boss will have to drop people.
Anthony, you take a tour in the bus. What has been your observation so far? You take a tour in the bus.
So my initial observation once I arrived, first of all, these are the 62-seated buses, and so you can notice that they're quite longer, and the bus is actually brand new from what I looked at. I'm not a mechanic, but they are taking them to ABK to do the assessment, so they will determine. But we've been informed they are all brand new. They still have plastic on the seats, and then if you go in there, they've got fans. There are fans in the buses to help cool, the buses. I think up to 15 or 50 or more of them, these fans are within the buses. They also have, if you look there, you're seeing the lights within the buses. There are lights. They also have cabins on both ends, left and right end, to put materials, luggages. But the cabins are just for small luggages. And then beneath the buses, there are also there are also sections where you can put smaller luggages also. So yes, it's quite equipped from what it looks like. It's quite equipped and looks secure. There are two exits.
It looks durable too.
Yes. There are two emergency exits from the top. If you look closely, there are two emergency exits from the top. And then you are looking there, there are seat belts also. So yes, they are quite equipped. If you look in there, I think my colleague have zoomed in a little bit so you can have a glance in there on what it looks like. And then as we drive on, but we went in there also. We entered the bus with the camera. So for folks who started watching, who started following us earlier, they might have noticed, the interior of the buses. The bus is well lit. If you look in there, there are lights.
So what's your message to citizens that would use the bus to ease transportation? Because citizens themselves can damage the bus, mind you. Yes.
I think that will be up to the NTA.
Some restrictions.
Yeah, I think it will be up to the NTA, but they'll have to put out some, warning signs. Probably you can maybe eating the bus, or even you might not want to deprive people of eating on public transport. People do eat on public transport, but I think the NTA will have to put in some mechanism to ensure that people can dispose of their waste in a proper manner. There should be dustbins within the bus.
The maintenance is not only relying on the NTA alone. We citizens,
those riding the bus, those making use of the bus, the maintenance aspect is also on you. This is a national property. Come to think of it, this is money. If I sit in it, the same very way I would have taken care of my car that I bought with my own money, it would be the same very way.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, fine. It's a win-win situation. The same very way I would take care of my car because I put my money behind it. It's the same way I will have to obviously take care of these buses because I pay taxes for them.
Sure.
So once I'm in there, I will now want to drop the banana, the peeling of the banana on the floor. I will now want to spill the peanuts, dirt on the floor. I mean, there will obviously I've written on NTA buses before. There are trash cans always in there, so you have to dispose of your waste. And then come to think of it, the seats. I mean, you don't want to intentionally look at the seats and start tearing it off, and probably pinching it with your finger and everything. People are play at times. People play.
That's been devilish.
People play, bro. People play. But again, yes, you are right. I think the actual citizens themselves will have to take these buses as their property and make sure the maintenance issue is key. Yeah, so we're driving on. We're already in Cinco. If my memory, we are on 12th Street. We're on 12th Street already. So very soon we'll be around. We'll be in the Quantown Belt, and then we'll be at the ABK area. So yes, folks. I mean, that's it for those of you who have just joined, who are just joining. Sorry, we're just taking 7 of these buses to the ABK area, but all 35 of them are in country. All 35 of them are at the Freeport of Monrovia. The APM terminals, according to them, they can only be able to put them out at least 7 at a time or more until they can complete the 35 of them. They can't do all of that. They can't do all of that the same day. It's quite some work. According to them, there are up to 700 containers on the cargo ship that brought these buses. So that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to be able to offload them from the Freeport of Monrovia. So I mean, as we drive on, like I said, we'll soon be in the Congotown area where ABK is. So once the buses get to ABK, after that, then they will be taken to the NTA headquarters. Definitely. Transportation is a challenge in Liberia.
Huge one.
I don't want to rule that out. I have, traveled alone. Along almost all of the roads in this country. I don't want to, blow my horn, but there's no part of Liberia with my extensive, I've traveled this country extensively. Let me be real, and with my experience. Especially with the conditions of roads, transportation is a challenge in Liberia. You only have lane cruisers, pickup trucks, and some of these stronger taxis that can make their way, to certain parts of Liberia. These NTA buses have just started trying to, travel as far as Maryland County because the government of Liberia, as we all know, is trying a weak way, to take road maintenance to another level. So yes, the buses can ply the roads from Monrovia, go through
Plebo.
Yes, now Plebo will obviously be the final end, but they can go through Nima County, Tapita, eventually drive through Zwedru to Fishtown to Harper. Obviously is fully paved from Kaluken all the way to Cape Palmas. I mean,
your hometown.
Yes, the great city of Cape Palmas. Yeah, the great city of Cape Palmas. Harper, of course, it's all paved. Do you understand? The challenges now, as I have experienced, it's actually in between the Zwedru to Fishtown or Zwedru to Kaluken, right in between there. As we speak currently, there is active work ongoing in between the Tapita to Saklepie belt. There is a long stretch of pavement already. Even if you enter within the city of Tapita itself, the groundworks have already been done. Drainages have already been, docked and erected. I mean, just crosswalks are being placed on the floor, and then as we speak, the pavement, is going within, eventually towards the city of Tapita itself. If you've been to Tapita before, right in between the Tapita Hospital.
Jackson Hebdo.
Jackson Hebdo Hospital there in Tapita. There used to be a pavement of a cement pavement right in before there. Back then, I think that was done during the regime of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. It was an advice on the engineer so that the hospital building could not get dusted because that's a dusty road. They've removed that entire cement pavement, and they've done the actual groundworks, and they will now start doing the actual pavement of that portion. So from Saclay to Tapita, it will obviously be paved in the shortest possible time. But there's a low stretch entering into Tapita itself that has pavement, and also going into Saclay itself that has pavement. So that portion is already completed. You understand? I mean, with the active work that is ongoing, the challenge now is going to be between Zweju to Fishtown. Zweju, or let's just say Zweju to River G, because out of Fishtown there are parts of the road that are already paved.
Pliable.
Yeah, and pliable. So the challenge will be from Zweju entering into River G County. Do you understand? And then if you fly toward River G, enter into Maryland and get to Plebo, another challenge will be branching out from Plebo and going to Barclayville, going towards the Bewan end. You know, I mean, I'm saying this for those who have extensively traveled to Liberia, going towards the Bewan end, and then eventually going towards, Barclayville, going towards Sasstown, going towards Picnices, and all of those places. Excuse me. That is the challenge. That is the challenge. Do you understand? Yes. Now, if we're talking about the Buchanan, Riverside, and Sino County route, there is also still a challenge. I mean, I know there's government maintenance projects that are along that road, so they are doing some maintenance work to make sure those roads are pliable. We've been informed by the Ministry of Information and the government folks that there are active contracts that have already been secured to start effective work on these roads during the dry season. But this is the fastest route to get you across the southeast. If you remember during the era of former President George Weah, we all used to hear about the coastal highway, the coastal highway. The coastal highway isn't or wasn't about the government of Liberia being a road along the beach. No, but all of these counties are coastal counties, and so that's why the term coastal highway is being used, because that particular route links you to the southeast of Liberia through the coastal counties. It is the fastest route. So once that route is walked on, I can guarantee you I can go visit my mom in Maryland County in the shortest possible time and come back. Since I've been to the LBS, I don't know when last I took a leave, because while I'll go enjoy my leave there. But once the roads are okay, we can fly these roads and go to Kipamos. We can fly these roads and go to Sino and go to Riverside, go to Grand Crew, where I'm also from. You understand? And I mean, the folks from Monrovia can go to Ganta anytime. You can go to Ganta and come right back. You can go to Bon County and come right back. Do you understand? So with the presence of these buses, with the availability of these roads, we can contribute to the transport sector, in a very positive way. Liberians can fly this country. Liberians can do business across this country. The economy can boom. It can boom, and all of this can contribute to the growth and prosperity of our country. For those of you watching, you can leave your comments in the comment section. I mean, you have your own say, have your say also. We're just making some analysis here. But then if you're aligned with us, fine. If you're on the contrary, also fine. Leave your comments. You are entitled to your view. You are a Liberian after all. So, but as you may be informed, as you can see currently, we are taking your 7 pieces of 35 buses that have already arrived. We're taking them towards the ABK area. ABK is the one that procured them, and yes, they're going to be assessed before they can be taken to the headquarters of the NTA. Aizan Yiba, you and I were on Kerry Street today. We were doing voice spot. You enjoyed the conversation. I mean, now that for those who are still expressing doubt while we were talking today, the buses are already here. I mean,
yeah, certainly. This is a manifestation of reality.
Yeah.
Because the AI world we live in today is causing a little bit of doubt whenever you have a specific information being placed out there on social media specifically. So this is the reality.
Yes, definitely. You seem very exhausted, so but it's okay. I'll do the talking. I do talking for a living, by the way, so it's fine. My colleague is kind of very interesting. Adama has given up on what it looks like also. But yes, let's keep it going. I probably want to put you guys in the case of the day when we brought the yellow machine. Imagine us talking from in the morning around 8 a.m. going, driving all through the principal streets of Monrovia and going as far as the Barclay Training Center to drop those equipment there. And that was a long and very hectic broadcast. Broadcasts like this can be time consuming, but again, we do talking for a living, so let's talk about the authentic issues that will contribute to Liberia's growth. Now, as we drive on, we are seeing Liberians standing along the road at the Famuma area trying to stop cars, trying to stop taxis. Now that these buses are in country, there's going to be a few of them, obviously, that will be shared across the city, across Monterrado, that will contribute to, help to ease the transport burdens of Liberians who will be commuting from one point or the other, especially the folks going to work in the morning. You don't want to see the number of Liberians that stand at ERW Junction trying to get vehicles and, running into taxis. People get hurt trying to grab a taxi in the morning. Sometimes you got to feel sorry for older folks and allow them go ahead of you. You have to feel sorry for disabled folks and allow them go ahead of you. It's obviously a challenge in the morning to grab a taxi. Sometimes the drivers even be bluffing, you going to town, come here, you going to town? They will obviously not even want to respond. So it's a challenge. But we have these buses in town now. Folks, we are around the the residence of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Right here around the Invisible Sports Park, precisely at the Oro Junction, executive car wash, along, in between the Lone Star Cell MTN area. I'm sure this broadcast is being brought live on ERBC Radio 99.9 FM if I'm right. And to Madame Musu Sirleaf and her team, if you guys are bringing us live on ERBC Radio, we want to commend you and say thank you very much. To those listening to us from across the country, if you're listening to us, if you are there in Maryland County, NTA have been reaching you recently, NTA buses have been reaching you. And so come to think of it now, they are brand new ones. You are not going to be seeing one or two of them anymore like you have been you've just been seeing just one or two of them coming to your city, coming to you in Plibo, coming to you in Harper, coming to you in Kanwiken, Kaloken, stopping along the road there, along the road, stopping in Zwedru. You'll not only be seeing one or two of them anymore, there are more of them that have arrived already, 35 of them in fact as we speak. And so there's going to be more of them coming your way. So for those of you who are doing business, get ready. You can come to Monrovia as fast as you can. And of course, the government sticks, as the government sticks to its commitment to make sure the roads are pliable, NTA buses will also be available. NTA buses will also be across the country because they are now available as we speak. We are almost here at ABK Aison Yeba. We are right here closer at the Orange Digital Center, right here at the residence of former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, also here directly opposite the YWCA. ABK Motors is right here at AUG or directly opposite the Syncope Palace area, just one block to Catholic Junction. So we are right in between here. We are already here at ABK, and we are, of course, it's actually dark now, so you probably only might be looking at the lights from the buses. But again, as we arrived, you can also see a few of them. Where we are is ODS Congo Town. Yes, that's it. Yes, the ABK, sir. Are we going to MTA?
This is the ABK.
Yeah, you gotta find me in the bar, right? ABK, right? So we are here at ABK already. We apologize, our driver didn't know. So we are now going to park off. The buses are already here. They are parking off the road. And so, yes, of course, folks, you gotta go in front so the buses can have space. So we are going ahead. We just want to make sure we can park off. We'll get down and show you since it's actually in the dark now. So, but yes, the buses are in town. 35 of them. 7 were just brought out of the Freeport of Monrovia, and more of them will be brought out on a daily basis as we speak. So we don't know if the ABK, of course, ABK will be able to accommodate all of them, obviously. But yes, as we drive on, So here we are, folks. Guys, I think we can get down now quickly. ELBC Radio, Anthony Williams, bringing you this live coverage from the arrival of the first batch of 35 buses that have been brought to Liberia to augment the transport sector, the operational capacity of the National Transit Authority, the NTA. So right here, we are already here. Maybe I can just stand right here quickly. So if you look behind me, there you have the buses being arranged here at the headquarters of ABK. ABK is right here in Congo Town. So, I mean, folks, there you have it. We're just going to show you these buses now that they are here at ABK, Freeport of Monrovia, to come this far. So we're just going to roll the camera around as the buses pack off, and then we can bring this broadcast to an end. But yes, this is the government of Liberia's intervention in contributing to augment the operational capacity of the National Transit Authority. And while we are here at ABK, there are Liberians on the standby who are so they are in their jubilant mood. I want to talk to some Liberians. Obviously, you want to come this way quickly. Just stand here. So while the buses are behind us, let's talk about the arrival of these vehicles. Let's talk to more Liberians who are on standby, what they make of the arrival of these buses. Kindly introduce yourself for all and tell us what you make of the arrival.
Yeah, I'm Charles C. William, friend of ABK Incorporated.
Okay.
This 35 buses mean a wealth for Liberians to ease the movement of transportation in Liberia.
Okay.
Thanks to the Liberian government and ABK Incorporated for providing this opportunity and empowering Liberians to bring this buses to Liberia.
Thank you very much. What did you say your name was again?
Charles Williams.
All right, Charles Williams there telling us from the ABK there, commending the government of Liberia for the efforts. We're going to see if we can talk to more of them. How are you? There are Liberians who are jubilating. Let's see if we can talk to another fellow here. Tell us your name.
My name is Paton Rue.
As a Liberian, sir, as a Liberian. As a Liberian, tell us, as a Liberian, what do you say to all our Liberians who do not think this news is worth celebrating?
That they can join the news right now to know that the news is worth.
And why? Why do you say so?
Because JMB is working tirelessly to make Liberia for Liberians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that quite reason enough to see they should join you to celebrate this?
Yes, they can join me to celebrate Mama Liberia and stop doing this and that.
When you said this and that,
Thank you.
My party.
Thank you very much. We are talking to more Liberians. The buses are being packed. The buses are being packed. The buses are being packed. Let's talk to more people. Let's just talk to people because we are already here. The buses are just being packed. All right, fine. So we just want to see if we can hear more people. We are already here. We don't have more time. So can we go in there? So let's see if we can make our way in here also to see if we can talk to the folks from ABK Motors to give us more updates, to tell us more about the procurement process of these buses. So we have one of them here as these buses are being brought in. We have to do this quickly because we don't have the time. Yeah. Let's face the buses while they are coming in. Kindly, my name is Anthony Williams. Also, I'm from the national television. You are from the ABK, and you kind of introduce yourself for us. But we want to talk about ABK's intervention in the procurement of these buses.
Thank you, my man. We're trying hard to manage coordinating properly to be able to manage the little time we have because it's late, bro. Since this morning,
we agree. You are very busy. We ourselves do not have the time. We just want to grab here. Let's do this before we leave. So kindly tell us ABK's own role in procuring these buses.
Thank you again, ABK Incorporated. I believe it's a household need. If you talk ABK, you talk about durability, you talk about efficiency, you talk about all the good things in terms of delivery. So we are one of the, should I say most prominent? Not one either. we are the most prominent institutions in Liberia when it comes to delivering huge consignment, be it private institution, government institution. We always try to do our best.
But for this particular deal, let's talk about how ABK played the role of procurement, because we are informed that you procure these buses on behalf of government. Let's talk about the procurement process and probably the finance issue about surrounding this.
All right. To strike a point, we'll be more confidential on some information because
Just tell us what we can know.
1 minute, please. Okay. For us, we are more cardinal on some arrangement we have with our partners.
Okay.
For some conversation in terms of financing and so forth, I think it will be prudent enough for the NTA team to speak on it because we always hold confidentiality in everything that we do.
Yeah, but you want to tell us your role?
Thank you. So everything procurement concern, be it from manufacturing to importation and so forth, everything as procurement concern has been done by ABK Incorporated.
Before you go, let us look at some of the challenges ABK faced in procuring all this.
I mean, we had zero challenges, but we're talking about ABK has zero challenges. The only thing we experienced later was terms of delivery. For instance, due to the geopolitical climate now, too many instability in the international community, you always have challenges in terms of shipment. You get an ETA today. If you know about shipment, ETA is the estimated day of arrival. You get an ETA today in terms of 1 or 2 reasons that will change. So we have some deficiency in delivery time. But other than that, we have zero challenges when it comes to delivery.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for talking to us. We were talking to one of the folks there from NTA. So we're talking to the head of sales from the NTA. We're talking to more people. Let's talk to some permanent Liberians here who also kind of introduce themselves for us quickly.
I'm West Red.
Okay.
Permanent citizen of the soil.
All right. What do you make of the arrival of these buses as a Liberian?
I'm overwhelmed and excited, and I want to say thank you to His Excellency the President Joseph Yima Boaka for alleviating the transport sector, and I think it's a great joy and a relief for our people.
Okay. And what do you say to folks who think this news is not worth being talked about?
It's worth talking about because over the years, transport has been a major challenge for our people, and in the rural area, most especially, it's a challenge. So bringing this bus, it's a huge celebration for our people and relief.
So for the first time, Liberia are going to have a 5 cargo truck. What do you make of it?
It's a news, and I'm quite excited about that. And I think that the government of Liberia is on the rough path of development. And I think, as you can see, our people will soon be the transport sector is booming. It's taking a new narrative and taking a new shape. So I want to appreciate the president for that.
With this level of work, JMB take it on. Do you see JMB post up to the president?
Oh yes, I see the prospect.
Okay.
I see the prospect. It's very clear that the president may like to be elected.
What's the name?
West Red. Thank you very much.
We're here with scores of journalists who are making their input. But folks, you are seeing the buses being brought into the compound of ABK. They have a huge compound here where they are putting these buses in to have them stored. So definitely this is going to be quite interesting. 35 of them, the ABK Incorporated can be able to host them. So, but the first 7 of them are here. We have up to 4 of them being brought in already. So just 7 of them, and of course, once once all of them have been brought into the ABK area, then we can continue. So, folks, can stay with us and keep following us wherever you're watching us from. Just to show you that the buses have already been brought in country, they have already arrived, and they are now, will be stored here at the ABK Incorporated. So, can stay with us wherever you're watching us from. Keep following us. My name is Anthony Williams. Aizon Yiba, my colleague is here, Damara Fufana. We'll be bringing you this coverage from this morning. I think we started the conversation at Kerry Street where we were sampling views of Liberians before we headed for the National Port Authority to continue this broadcast. So, my colleague Alison Yiba will continue the conversation from that.
So thank you, folks, and we say thanks for joining this broadcast. Thanks to my colleagues Anthony Williams, Adama Sewa, Damoa Fufana. Jointly, we've been bringing you this broadcast. And so, folks, this is the coverage intended to inform you about 7 of the 35 buses that were actually promised by the National Transit Authority, and as you speak, they were brought in by the ABK Incorporated. And so it's a gradual process to have the buses removed from the port. It's not an easy one as you may think it. So we spent a bulk of our day today at the National Port Authority, and we were only able to see 7 of the 35 buses coming out. So tomorrow again, another one will be coming out. And gradually Friday, you have the 35, or if you may, 34 buses here, because there are other technical issues, like we heard from.
That will be officially communicated.
Yes, certainly. But briefly, we want to bring this broadcast to a closure because it has been a day-long coverage from CEO and then to the National Port Authority. We'd love to say thanks for watching, and we will be here every time to bring you live coverage of major happenings across the country.
I must say my favorite part of today's coverage was at CO. I enjoyed the conversation with the folks there, especially with George.
George is going to go down history.
Oh, yes.
For that historic.
George is trending in the comment section in that video as we speak.
I would have loved him to go and follow the entire interview and read some of the comments, if not all. It was a very interesting one. But folks, thanks for watching. My name is Aisha Niba, and my colleague Anthony William will bring this broadcast to a closure.
Thanks for watching. Wherever you watch us from, thanks for making your inputs in the comment section. Thanks for following us always. Damoa Fofana has been behind camera. My name is Anthony Williams. Aisha Yiba. Bye-bye for now.
Also, our colleague from
yes, sorry. And of course, Adama has been also here with us. And he has also contributed to the broadcast, the commentary, as we drove from the Freeport of Monrovia here in Congo Town. So, folks, it's been a day, a long day, obviously. Thanks for following us, and bye-bye for now.